Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for me by leaving a dislike on this video. I'm having some turbulent times in my life, and as a result, I've taken a break from driving. I had too many near miss car accidents this past week because I cannot focus on driving anymore. And I was just trying to compare my distractions to impairment, to intoxication. And I estimated that I had the equivalent of a blood alcohol of zero point 0.2. And it really does feel like blood alcohol because the distractions have really inhibited a lot of other things as well. Not only good judgment, but a lot of times my speech will slur. Earlier today, I teach calculus here at Central Arizona College. I had a few bloopers today. I got numbers confused. My speech was kind of off a little bit, and so just inability to. Earlier today, I was trying to talk to one of my colleagues who was in the office, and I had to repeat a few things a number of times because of just distraction, no energy level, and it reminded me of times when I was in high school. I grew up in a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A number of my classmates got in trouble with DUI over there. I had one classmate who got a DUI. He was under 21, and so there's a zero tolerance. And he had he had been caught speeding, and apparently the officer determined that he was drinking, and he lost his license for some time. And I got really excited when he lost his license because I was hoping to steal his girlfriend. Of course, I didn't have a license either at the time. That's the funny part of it. I started driving late in my life. I got my license when I was 20 years old, if you can believe it. And so, long story short, his girlfriend stayed with him despite the DUI. But I made sure to laugh at him about his DUI every chance I got. He won't talk to me anymore because even 20 years later, I'm still talking about how he got a DUI. I I had another classmate who had been drinking at somebody's party or something like that. He was driving home, and he pulled into a gas station to get gas. Now you got to remember, in the early 2000s, you used to be able to put gas in your car before going inside to pay. People used to trust you with that for some reason. He put the gas in his car, and when he started walking toward the gas station to pay, he realized he left his wallet at his friend's home. And he realized that he couldn't just call somebody to come in with the money because he would have to explain to the cashier he'd have to hang around, and he worried that somebody would catch him being drunk. So he left without paying for the gas, and he got in serious trouble over that. Unfortunately, he has since passed away. He gotten himself addicted to drugs. Um, I I had a classmate when I was working on my PhD. I had a classmate who got a ticket for texting and driving. This was at a time when texting and driving was just starting to be illegal, and so I think he probably got pulled over for something else before the officer noticed that he was texting and driving. And the ticket was not that bad at the time, but I made fun of him mercilessly about it. And I've never had a problem with drinking and driving. I used to text and drive, but now that I recognize the dangers, I don't have a problem with not doing it. Part of the problem is that I have a lot of anxiety. If I forget to turn off the phone before I leave for my trip and the phone starts ringing, I'll start to imagine, did I just get fired from my job? Something went wrong? Did I just some death in the family? The IRS is looking for me. I start to imagine all these things every time the phone rings if I can't go to pick it up. And even if I know not to pick up the phone, it becomes a huge distraction. I gotta pull off somewhere to check the phone. I gotta pull up somewhere to check the phone. Here in the downtown Phoenix area, it's not so bad. Every other street has somewhere to pull off, but you go to be in the middle of Texas or in the middle of Arizona or Utah on the highway to go to somewhere else, and you can't wait to pull off to look at the phone. That can start to get scary. I've had close encounters like that a couple of times, and something happened this week. So I got a lot of distractions going on, and I've had near miss car accidents. I've learned that it is okay to ask people for favors, whether they be right now, like I'm asking people if they can give me a ride around, right? I live about 2 miles away from the campus. And also, I've learned that it's okay to ask people, even colleagues, to ask people, hey, I'm looking for that right girl, right? Doesn't even have to be an ask, right? Just throw that out there, right? In the past, I used to be afraid of that. And you know what? It actually made me more human now that I'm asking, right? So I had a few colleagues here at a church. I asked our pastor and a few other people there. And so even when I'm talking to a girl that I like, even to throw that idea out to her, hey, any girls that might be compatible with me? I think even that hasn't turned out that badly, actually. I was afraid to ask. And the big one was I also asked, there's a celebrity that I know on Facebook. Even her I asked, and nothing bad came of it. You would think that she would just stop talking to me altogether. That it didn't go down that way, actually. I didn't lose my job from asking. In fact, it made me more human at my job. And last week or 2 weeks ago, I had a day when I called off because there was an event going on, and that was fine too. Even my roommates at home, I kind of brought it up too. It made me more human. Last week, I had a difficult situation that could have led to me being removed from the house. What had happened was, I talked about it on my last video already. I had accidentally flooded the toilet, and I live with the owner and another roommate, and they were both very upset at me. My other roommate is also pregnant, and the toilet had overflowed, and they were very upset. And uh, I explained that, I'm sorry, I'll pay attention to this, but I've had a significant event kind of weighing me down. And I left it at that. And to her credit, to both of their credits, none of them asked me what the significant event was all about. But I think they put two and two together. So it's good that they know it, but it doesn't have to be aired out like that, right? And so I've learned that it's okay to ask for these things, and rather than it doesn't even really burn a bridge. It just makes you more human in front of that you have these other things going on, right? All right, we'll continue to pray for me by leaving a dislike on this video. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.